Test. Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to the OneClass channel. My name is Andrew, and I'm currently doing stat and math at University of Toronto. And today we'll be going over some commonly asked mathematics questions at both the high school and college levels. And if you need some homework help or tutoring, please check out the link in the description below. So now let's start our session. All right. So let me zoom in a little bit. Oops. Okay. So the first question is asking us how to find the vertex of a problem. Okay. So first let's write that down. So how to find the vertex of parabola. Okay. So first, let's define what is a parabola. So parabola look like this or something like this, and it is a quadratic equation. So let's write the keyword down. So quadratic equation, and it is defined as y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Right. So this graph has a parabolic shape, which looks like U or a upside down U, and the vertex of the equation. So let's write it down. Vertex of the equation will be either the maximum or the minimum point of the graph. Right, so let's call it graph A and graph B. So in graph A, the vertex will be the maximum because all other points are below it, and for graph B, the vertex will be at the minimum point. As you can see, all other points are go about it. Right. Okay, so in order to find the vertex of the graph, we have our following steps. So, step 1, we need to write the equation into the standard form. Right, which is something look like this. So y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Yep. So our second step, we need to calculate the x coordinate using x vertex is equal to negative b over 2a. Right. So our third step will be calculate the y coordinate by evaluating the equation using y vertexes is equal to f x vertexes, which is equal to f negative b b over 2a. Right. So now we have the x-coordinate and y-coordinate. Right. So now we can write the conclusion, which is our step 4. Our vertex point would be x vertex, y vertex. And let's try this with an example. So for say, I got a quadratic equation, y is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. Right. So if we want to find the vertex of this equation, first let's calculate the x-coordinate, which is given by the formula negative b over 2a. And as you can see here, in this quadratic equation, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to 1. Right. So negative b over 2a will be negative 2 over 2 times 1, which is negative 2 over 2, which is just going to be negative 1. Right. And now since we get the value of our x, so we just need to substitute it back to the equation in order to get our y-coordinate, which is given by y is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. And let's write it down here, substitute x is equal to negative 1. So we have instead of writing x squared, we're writing negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 plus 1. And negative 1 squared is just going to be 1, because negative 1 times negative 1 is equal to 1. And plus negative 1 times 2, which is negative 2. And plus 1 as the end. And so we have 1 minus 2 plus 1, which gives us 0 as our answer. Therefore, since we got the value of x-coordinate and the value for the y-coordinate, so our vertex is at negative 1, 0. And if we want to represent that on a green, should be, because that's negative 1, 1, 1, negative 1, x-axis, y-axis. Yeah, so it should be something look like this. Right, and here is our vertex. So I think that's all we have for this question. Let's leave a comment there. So solution is correct. Well done. All right, so our second question is asking us, how do you find the exact value of tangent pi over 3? Okay, so we know that pi over 3 is same thing as 180 degrees divided by 3, which is 60 degrees. So we're actually finding the exact values for tangent 60 degrees, right? So let's create a right triangle with 60 degrees. So, yeah, so that's 90, 60, 30. And I think this is what we call the 360-90 special right triangles. it has the following special property regarding to the side length, which is 2x, x, and root 3x. Yeah, so that's a ratio. So when we're talking about the tangent 60 degrees, that would be with respect to 60, and that's gonna be equal to opposite over adjacent. Right. So our opposite will be root 3x, and our adjacent will be x. Right. Therefore, we cancel out the x, so we only got root 3 left, which is our exact answer for tangent 60. And also you can, let me see. Yeah, so you can also do it by using the unit circle ways, which the Junior Tutor wrote it down here. So another way to remember this common value is by using the unit circle, where the x coordinate corresponding to the cosine value and the y coordinate represents the sine value. So in order to get our tangent, remember that tangent x is equal to sine x over cosine x. And here's a part of the unit circle. So note that the sign of this value changes depending on which quadrant they're on. Yeah. So if that's as the first quadrant, it's going to be all positive. And if it's the second quadrant, the x coordinate will be negative, while the y value is still going to be positive. And if we are at the third quadrant, it's going to be negative for both x values and y values. And if we're at the fourth quadrant, the x value will be positive, while the y value will be negative. Right. And yeah, so to find the exact value for trigonometry function, it's best to remember the table of common angles, which is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees. Yeah, so, oh, and also remember the how to represent sine x, cosine x, and the tangent x, where sine x is opposite over hypotenuse and cosine x is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent x is equal to opposite over adjacent. So how about we just do a sine 60 and cosine 60 just for review. So sine 60 will be equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which is equal to root 3x over 2x, which is root 3 over 2. And you can see here, it's still root 3 over 2 in our tables, so we're getting the correct answer. And also, if we are calculating cosine 60s, then that will be equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which is equal to x over 2x, which gives us 1 over 2 as our answer. And you can see it's 1 over 2 in the table as well. Yeah. So that's how we find the exact values for tangent pi over 3. Okay, so let's leave a comment there. Solution is correct. Well done. Okay, so our next question. So let's write it down here. So we're asking to find the slope, find the slope of the tangent line to the graph of the function ht is equal to t squared plus 3 at the point -2, 7. Okay. So first, let's define what is a slope. So slope of a line is a rate of change of a function. So let's write down the keyword, rate of change. All right. So at any given point, a slope is given by the first derivative of the function. Okay. So at any point, its slope is given by the first derivative of the function. All right. So now let's solve for the slope. So let's call it y is equal to ht is equal to t squared plus 3, and this is from the question. Yep. So now let's do the differentiation. So dy dt is equal to the derivative of ht, which is equal to 2t, because we need to move the exponent to the coefficient part, and then the original exponent part will -1. So that's 2t to the exponent of 2 minus 1, which is going to be 2t. And then we need to evaluating this point. Okay, let's write it down here. So the slope at -2, 7, is it? Yeah. So we will have dy dt is equal to 2 times -2, because we're substituting the t by -2. So we'll get -4. Thus, our slope is -4. And we can get the equation of the tangent line by using the point slope form, which is given by y minus y0 is equal to m times x minus x0, where m is the slope. Okay, now let's substituting the number. So as we go -2, 7 as our point, so it becomes to y minus 7 is equal to m, which is -4, which is our slope, times x minus -2. Yeah. So the 7 is from the y coordinate, and the -2 is from the x coordinate. Okay, so continuing our calculation, we will have y minus 7 is equal to -4 times x plus 2, and y minus 7 is equal to, using the distribution rule, -4x minus 8. And then, since we only want y on one side, so now we need to plus 7 on both our left-hand side and right-hand side. So y minus 7 plus 7 is equal to -4x minus 8 plus 7. And minus 7 plus 7 will just be cancelled out, so we have only y left on our left hand side, and this becomes negative 4x minus 8 plus 7, so it becomes to minus 1. So now we can write our conclusion. So therefore, the equation of the tangent line is y is equal to negative 4x minus 1. Its slope is negative 4. Yep. Yep. So I think that's all we have for this question. And always remember to find your slope by solving for the differentiation, and then you can represent the equation of the tangent line by using the point slope form. Yep. So that's all we got for this question. And let's leave a comment there. That's correct. Well done. Okay. So our next question is asking us, what is circumference? Circumference. Yep. So the circumference of a circle is defined as the distance around the edge. So let's write the keyword down. So the distance around the edge of a circle. Right. And now let's draw a figure to represent some key component of a circle. So let's use this color. Okay. So the blue part, it is our distance around the edge of a circle, so that is our circumference. And also, in a circle, there will be a center. So the pink one would be the center. And also, the green one will be our diameter. Which is a line across the center. And half of the diameter will be our radius. Which means it is the distance from the center to the edge. And there are infinity amount of radius and radius in every single circle. So it also could be, this can also be a diameter. Yep. So the circumference of a circle can be computed using the formula. Let's write it down here, which is C is equal to 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle, and notice that, because as we mentioned before, half of the diameter will be our radius, which means 2 times our radius, we will get a 2 2 times radius will get a diameter. So 2r is equal to d, where d is the diameter of the circle. So this formula can also be represented by y is equal to pi times 2r, and because we know the 2r is equal to d, so c is also equal to pi d, where d is the diameter of the circle. So I think that's all we have for this question. Solution is correct. Good. Right. So our last question for today is asking us, is 0 a rational number? So, but from our definition, a rational number is a number that can be obtained by dividing two integers. So let's write the keyword down. Oops. So obtain by dividing two integers, or by getting the ratio of two integers. So since 0 can be obtained by dividing 0 to any integer except for itself, so we can say that 0 is a rational number. Right. And so some examples could be, let's say 0 over 2 and 0 over 3, which is still going to be equal to 0. And that follows the definition that it can be obtained by dividing two integers. Right, so we know that 0 is rational number. Yeah. Okay, so let's leave a comment there. Solution is correct. Good. So I think those are all the questions for today. And if you enjoyed today's Q&A and would like to be notified of when we do this next, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell below. And if you'd like to submit your own questions, please read the links in the description. Remember to leave a like and a comment and share this video with your friend. And this has been Andrew from OneClass.